Right now, we live at a time that we all agree will transform the way we live, the way we earn our livelihood, the way we connect and communicate with each other. And while we're all very familiar with the accelerated pace of change, with the challenges that come with this, with the distortions in our ability to grasp these developments and understand their impact, it's exactly these blurrings that hide the opportunities, and they are surrounding us everywhere. I see these blurs today as launch pads for us to leap forward into our future. I invite you to see these blurs as bright openings in the edges of our horizons. I invite you to see them as opportunities to advance and progress into our future. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Dean Williamson, dear co-authors. We, the faculty, the authors of this book, we are very excited for this event this evening. We are at our heart explorers. We are really explorers of this universe, this intelligent universe that is full of constellations, of nodes, of visible and invisible interconnections. And in our book, our new book, The Fast Future Blur, my co-authors and myself, we explore these dynamic interconnections. And we really want to invite you on a future-gazing walk this afternoon to look at these interconnections between advanced technologies, socioeconomic trends, and environmental trends. Right now, we live at a time that we all agree will transform the way we live, the way we earn our livelihood, the way we connect and communicate with each other. And while we're all very familiar with the accelerated pace of change, with the challenges that come with this, with the distortions in our ability to grasp these developments and understand their impact, it's exactly these blurrings that hide the opportunities, and they are surrounding us everywhere. I see these blurs today as launch pads for us to leap forward into our future. I invite you to see these blurs as bright openings in the edges of our horizons. I invite you to see them as opportunities to advance and progress into our future. And I want to invite you for a moment to forget about the blurs that you're familiar with, like industry blurs, like the blurs between physical and remote work, or blurs that are at the boundaries of e-commerce or healthcare, all these familiar blurs. And let's go to a very future-gazing work of blurs. I also want to invite you to leave the polycrisis, the risks that are associated with these uncertainties and are very closely monitored by the Global Council from the World Economic Forum. Our choice is to focus on the opportunities that are hidden at the intersection of these advanced technologies, the socioeconomic and environmental trends. It's these blurs that we started looking at in our book and in our research. And we started looking at how the blur between digital platforms, which are very successful business models nowadays, are blurring with the regenerative economy principles and creating opportunities to transform every aspect of digital platforms and transform them into deep regenerative types of businesses. We looked at the blur of artificial intelligence with every aspect, every facet, every dimension of businesses, because that's where the next level of intelligence in business will be developed. We will have businesses that are born as what we call AI native businesses, which is a completely different mindset. We will be looking at the blur of artificial intelligence and the healthcare industry and what is the immense social impact from that blur. Over to the blur between the future of work and blockchain that will lead us to deconstructed and decentralized ways of working. Over to the blur between mobility and the metaverse, which is really reframing the way we will be living in smart cities and what does smart living look like. Think of these blurs because they are important in many ways. They touch upon every aspect of our life. They touch upon the way we live, the way we work, the way our businesses are run, the way we take care of our health, the way we move, the way we live. What does the smart living future look like? What does the future of work look like? It's all about reframing and looking at these opportunities, and that's the invitation of our book and of our thinking. It's about grasping opportunities before they become obvious and tapping into these opportunities. Really living to love the future that is created by grasping these opportunities and creating that future, which is one that we want to live in. This is the kind of complexity that might be daunting, but our invitation is that these blurs are not there to be seen as challenges to be overcome, but rather as opportunities to create a future that we love to live in. I want to invite you this afternoon to shift to an open mindset and see these blurs, the ones that we discuss in our book, as these opportunities and not as challenges to be overcome. As you will be listening to my esteemed co-authors discuss their frameworks, the ones that we have selected as important interconnections in our book, I want you again to feel that these are concepts that you can take to your businesses, to your organizations, to your industries, and apply them towards a world that is full of opportunities and is the type of future that we want to live in. And with that, I will give it over to Dean Williamson.